All right, guys, get that. We're diving deep into this heavyweight showdown.
Oh, yeah.
From the UFC's final pay-per-view of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That was a prelim bout.
Right.
But let me tell you, this one was an absolute explosion of power.
You know, it was a matchup practically guaranteed to deliver a knockout.
Exactly. We had Kennedy Nzechukwu walking in with a 13-5 record, 7-5 in the UFC.
Yep.
He's a recent addition to the heavyweight division, having moved up from light heavyweight. And you know what that knockout power he's known for? Yep. Followed him up.
More than followed him, it seems, amplified at heavyweight.
Right.
Remember, over half of Nzechukwu's wins have come by knockout.
Right, and facing him was Łukasz Brzeski, bringing a 9-5-1 record, 1 no contest, and going 1-4 in the UFC.
Right.
Guess what? He's also got a reputation for knockouts.
Yeah.
So you knew going in this wasn't going to last all 5 rounds.
Not a chance. Both fighters came out swinging, but their approaches were completely different.
Yeah.
Brzeski was pushing the action early with jabs and low kicks. Very aggressive.
While Nzechukwu seemed to be taking a more measured approach, kind of feeling Brzeski out, finding his range.
Precisely. It was a classic clash of styles.
Yeah.
Brzeski, the aggressor, trying to set the tempo, and Nzechukwu, the counter-striker, biding his time, waiting for the right opportunity.
And there were some seriously tense moments in that first round.
Oh, yeah.
Brzeski landed a couple of those right hooks that just echoed through the arena.
Those were solid connections for sure, but Nzechukwu wasn't just standing there absorbing punishment.
Right.
He was actively managing the distance with front kicks and body kicks, and even landed some clean strikes of his own.
Absolutely. That first round was a roller coaster. You really couldn't tell which way it was going to go.
It was anyone's fight. And then suddenly Nzechukwu unleashes this incredible finishing sequence that was just brutal.
It was like a switch flipped. What happened?
It started with a lightning fast left hook that caught Brzeski completely off guard. You could see Brzeski was stunned, disoriented.
And Nzechukwu, he saw his opening and pounced, no hesitation. He followed that left hook with a monstrous right hand.
That sent Brzeski crashing to the canvas. It was like someone cut the power from there, and Nzechukwu finished it with a few hammer fists, and it lights out.
Brutal, efficient. Impressive. That win marks 7 straight for Nzechukwu, and every single one of those wins has come by knockout.
Wow.
Now, that's a statement, especially given he's still relatively new to the heavyweight landscape.
And this is where it gets really interesting. It's not just about the win streak. It's about the way he's winning.
Right.
This knockout streak showcases Nzechukwu's raw power, his killer instinct now amplified at heavyweight.
Yeah.
He's not just winning, he's dominating.
Right.
The official result was a TKO victory for Kennedy Nzechukwu at 4:51 of round 1.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay, 7 straight knockouts at heavyweight. That's insane.
I know, right?
It definitely sends a message to the entire division.
It's a powerful message, no doubt. And what makes it even more remarkable is that he's achieved this after moving up from light heavyweight. It's not uncommon for fighters to lose some power when they move up in weight.
Right.
But Nzechukwu seems to have found another gear.
It's like he was made for this weight class. He looks so much more comfortable, more explosive.
Yeah.
And that power, it's terrifying, honestly. But is it enough to make him a true contender in the heavyweight division?
That's the question everyone's asking. Before this fight, he was on the radar, but after this kind of performance, he's vaulted himself into a whole new category.
But let's pump the brakes for a second. Contender status means being able to hang with the top 15.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other level.
You're right. It's a huge step up, but look at his wins during this streak.
Yeah.
He's not just knocking out guys. He's knocking out tough, experienced fighters.
Right.
And that's what turns heads in the heavyweight division.
Plus, the UFC loves a knockout artist, exciting fights, big finishes. That's what sells pay-per-views.
Absolutely. So what's next for Nzechukwu? Who should he fight to really test his limits and see if he's ready for that next level?
That's the million-dollar question. The heavyweight division's a bit of a wild card right now with a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
But I think a fight against someone in the top 15 is the logical next step.
I agree. Someone ranked around, say, 10 to 15.
Yeah.
That would give Nzechukwu the chance to prove himself against a top-ranked opponent and potentially move into title contention. Someone like insert name of a relevant UFC heavyweight ranked around the top 15 would be a fascinating matchup.
Now, that's a fight I'd pay to see. It'd be a huge test for Nzechukwu, but also a huge opportunity. A win against a top 15 fighter would launch him into the upper echelon of the division. But a loss could set him back significantly. Talk about high stakes.
High stakes, high reward. That's the heavyweight division in a nutshell.
So we've seen Nzechukwu's power, his finishing ability, his potential. But what does it all mean? What are the real implications of this win for Nzechukwu's future?
Well, it's clear that Kennedy Nzechukwu is a force to be reckoned with in the heavyweight division. He's got the power, the momentum, and now the experience to make a serious run at the title, but there's still a long road ahead.
He needs to keep winning, keep finishing fights, and keep proving that he can hang with the best of the best.
Right.
And then maybe, just maybe, we'll be talking about him as a champion one day.
A knockout artist like him at the top of the division.
Yeah.
That would certainly shake things up.
It would be incredible, but for now, we'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out. This is the heavyweight division. After all, anything can happen, and that's what keeps us on the edge of our seats.
It's the unpredictability that makes it so captivating.
All right, so we've talked about Nzechukwu's dominant performance, his potential, and the road ahead. But what does this all mean for you, the listener? Why should you care? Well, if you haven't seen this fight, go find it seriously. It's a masterclass in knockout power, and it'll give you a taste of what Nzechukwu is capable of.
It's a reminder that in the heavyweight division, one punch can change everything, and Nzechukwu has that kind of power, one-punch knockout power.
Exactly. So there you have it. This was our deep dive into Kennedy Nzechukwu's explosive victory. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.
It's wild to think about the impact a single fight can have on a fighter's trajectory. You know, one minute you're a prospect with potential, the next minute you're a knockout artist on a 7-fight win streak.
Right.
Everyone's talking about you as a contender.
That's the beauty of this sport. It's unpredictable, it's dramatic, and in the heavyweight division, it only takes one punch to change everything.
And Nzechukwu has shown us he has that one-punch power over and over again. This fight against Brzeski, it was almost a microcosm of his entire heavyweight run. So far, patience, calculated aggression, and then boom, lights out.
It was a textbook example of his fighting style. He didn't rush, he waited for his moment. And when it came, he capitalized with devastating precision. Okay, so we've talked about Nzechukwu's performance, his potential, the implications for his career, but I'm curious, what stood out to you the most about this fight? What was the most interesting or surprising takeaway for you?
For me, it was Nzechukwu's composure.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't get flustered by Brzeski's early aggression. He stuck to his game plan, waited for his opportunity, and executed flawlessly. That kind of mental fortitude is crucial in the heavyweight division, especially against guys who are known for their knockout power.
That's a great point. It's not just about physical strength and power. It's about mental toughness, strategy, and the ability to adapt in the heat of the moment. And Nzechukwu demonstrated all of that in this fight.
Exactly. And that's why, despite the impressive knockout streak, I'm hesitant to crown him a title contender just yet.
Right.
He needs to prove he can do this consistently against the top guys in the division, the top 10, the top 5. Those are different beasts altogether.
All right, those are the guys who've been there, done that, fought the best of the best. But Nzechukwu's on the right path. He's earning his stripes. And with each win, he's getting closer and closer to that top tier.
He's definitely one to watch. This is a guy who could very well shake up the heavyweight division in the coming years.
All right, so there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into Kennedy Nzechukwu's explosive win over Łukasz Brzeski. We've analyzed the fight, unpacked the implications, and explored what it all means for Nzechukwu's future. But now we leave you with a question. Does this win solidify Nzechukwu as a true contender, or does he still have more to prove?
We'll have to wait and see what the future holds, but one thing's for sure, this is just the beginning of Kennedy Nzechukwu's heavyweight journey.
And we'll be here for every step of the way. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll catch you next time for another breakdown of the biggest moments in combat sports.